Hello, my friends. It's time for us to talk about the new Mortal Kombat 2.0 update. And I mean, really talk, not just brush over it. I've been playing it for a few days, and I've noticed a lot of things about it. I also receive a lot of comments in my comment section, and I read a lot of comments on Twitter, and there are a few points that are good about this update, but there is also a few points that are bad about this update. So let's touch all of them. Let's start with the good points. Unfortunately, even though this update was super hyped, everyone was waiting for it so much, but there is not that many good points. And it's not just my opinion. My opinion is just a little part of it. Most of it is the comments that I read from all the people who are playing the update. And honestly, I think most of the people won't have half of the issues that other people have. If you don't have those issues, then the update is definitely gonna feel way better for you. This is just a general opinion that I gathered from Mortal Kombat community from the new update. So let's start with good things. First good thing is whole redesign of the menu. That's the menu definitely looks great, but there are a few things that are, I don't know, it feels like they made it a copy of Injustice. The menu looks exactly like every single aspect of user interface right now looks exactly like an Injustice 2 Mobile, which is not a bad thing. I guess I felt recently that Injustice 2 Mobile wasn't supported enough because it was a fail and it didn't bring enough money, and now seeing them turning Mortal Kombat into Injustice 2 Mobile is just very surprising to me. But there is more to it, because there is more things similar to Injustice 2 Mobile. We'll talk about it a bit later, but for now, let's give it a plus for a new, nice user interface. Another plus is obviously quest mode. They added a new quest tower. If people were high enough and managed to finish all the towers, now they have some other stuff to do. Another thing that I would count as a plus is 3 new Mortal Kombat 11 characters. It's very nice to see and be able to play the characters before they come out on the main game, but it's honestly insanely hard to get. Well, technically it's not, because Scorpion has 15% chance to drop in the Blood Ruby pack in the comments in the Faction Wars if you score at least Combatant 3 or 4, I'm not sure. And you have a chance to get him from whenever you score, so it's pretty good. And classic Raiden and Jade you can get from the trials that are gonna be coming, so it's not terrible. But unlike challenge characters, you won't be able to fuse them with souls in the store like you used to before. But that's one of the biggest points in minuses, and we're talking about pluses so far. Okay, another plus that can also be counted as a minus is the game now weighs less than 1 gigabyte compared to 2.1 gigabytes it used to weigh before. And it's kind of plus for people with older devices, so they have I saw some people complaining that the game is so heavy they don't have enough space on the phone to install it. Now they will, but there is a trade-off, and we'll talk about it later. Another plus is again, this plus can be also counted as a minus, that a lot of gold characters, 23 gold characters, became diamond cards, which is good, because some people who never had a diamond card, they log into their account and they got a bunch of diamond cards. But there is also a trade-off, which we'll talk later. Another plus is there is no hackers anymore in this game. They completely patched this game. Is now connected to server every millisecond, so you cannot modify anything in the game. It's just completely legit free. But again, there is a trade-off. Oh my god, what can be bad about no hackers, you ask? Well, we'll talk about it in a few minutes. Backloadings, pack openings are smoother, interface is smoother, and at least for me, the gameplay feels a little bit smoother, but I know it's not the case for all the people. A lot of people were complaining that the game is lagging and stuff. Well, we'll count it again as a half plus. Reworking old characters. A lot of old characters received nice updates, reworked passives. The characters that you haven't played before because they were too weak, now you may actually play them because they got some buffs. Okay, I think I'm done with the good stuff. If I missed something, I'm sorry. There probably is a few good points, but that's all I could come up right now. Let's talk about the bad stuff now. Oh my god, that's gonna be a lot. First and foremost bad thing in this game right now is the logging issue. I have hundreds and hundreds of comments just on my channel of people who can't log into the WBID account, and this is not the worst of it. Some people managed to log in, but they lost all the characters. They still had their progress, they still had their level, they had the progress in the towers, but the collection was empty. They lost all the characters, they lost all their gear. So even people who spend a lot of money in the game, and what's gonna happen now? Are you gonna fix it, NetherRealm, or are those people just basically have to start over? I'm starting to suspect. I mean, it's very far-fetched, but what if it was done on purpose so people will have to start over and spend money all over again? That would be very, very bad if it actually is true. So I hope it's not true, but I mean, they had so much time to test it. How could they not catch this bug? I have no idea. Second, and this is like probably the biggest issue I've seen. I've seen thousands of comments on my channel. If you go on Twitter on announcement of Mortal Kombat update, you will see probably 80% of the comments saying that the new store is absolutely horrible, and I have to agree. I mean, you can argue that it's the same as it's in Injustice or that it's in Shadow Fight, even though Shadow Fight has way more options, but it doesn't work like that. You can't just take something away from people that they used to have. If it was a new game, like in Injustice, I never had this problem because it was like that from the start. The store was limited to 2 or 3 characters from the start. But in Mortal Kombat, people used to have all the characters available for purchase. They used to have challenge characters available for purchase after you complete the challenge, and now they don't. So NetherRealm took something away from the players. They didn't make it better, they just took it away. And that's very, very bad move. I think they're gonna fix it, because the amount of hate the new store is getting is insane. Like literally whenever you go, you will see ton and ton of comments about how bad the store is and please bring back the old store. And I really hope they do, because this game is really hard to grind. It used to be insane money grab. It was the most money grabbing app I've ever seen in my life, even compared to Injustice. Just compare this. For $100 in Mortal Kombat you can get 2k souls, and in Injustice for $100 you can get 7,000 gems, even though the price of the packs is about the same. Even though in Mortal Kombat it's most of the time price of the pack is more expensive and the chances to get the characters are about the same. So this is absolutely ridiculous. You spend $100 for 2,000 souls and you can't even get the character that you want. How is it even a thing? It absolutely blows my mind. And now, let's talk about the hackers. This definitely a plus that there are no more hackers in the game. But since people now have to spend money instead of hacking, can't you make it more accessible? Like, can you make stuff in the game more accessible? Because now people actually have to grind or pay money for it. You would make so much more money in NetherRealm if you decrease the price of souls, decrease the price of packs. Now nobody can hack it, so everybody has to grind for it. So let people grind, make it more accessible. I see a lot of people just quitting the game after the update. They were waiting so hard. That's telling something. Now the music. Even though I love the music in the menu, they put this music everywhere in the game. They got rid of all the nice soundtracks in the battles. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's very, very similar. There is no more variety in music in the game. And that's just crazy to me. Why would you want to listen to the same melody everywhere? Please, at least during the fights, bring back the old music. It was great. Please. Another huge problem, at least for me, I know not everybody has this problem, is the graphics. On iOS, even on iOS, the graphics, in my opinion, look worse. They look more cartoonish, which is not the problem. The problem is just the quality. The quality is not... It's the same as in Injustice. They're using the same engine as Injustice. They're turning this game into Injustice. I don't understand why. I think the game was way better before. The graphics, how they look more realistic. They looked more smooth. Now look at these graphics. You can see freaking pixelation everywhere. Okay, maybe on iOS, the latest iPhone, it looks better than it used to be. But for example, on Android, it looks absolutely horrible. Even on the small screen. And when you watch the video on your PC, when you watch a recording, it looks just... I mean, it's not horrible, but you can see the pixels, you can see the edges, they're not smooth. And the lights are off. And even though you can see... a lot of animations and effects are gone, because they decreased the size of the game from 2.1 gigabytes to 0.9 gigabytes, so it's over 2 times, which is, again, I count it as a half plus, but the trade-off is that a lot of graphics effects are missing, and the game overall looks way less graphic intense. It's not that exciting in the battles anymore. Just seeing all the... when I see those pixels, I feel sad. I don't know, I just want this battle to be over. Menu looks fine, so it's not the phone issue, it's not the resolution issue, it's just the Unreal Engine 4 issue, unless they manage somehow to patch it, to fix it. It's just, it doesn't look good for me even on my iOS device. It looks decent, but it used to look so freaking good. The quality was impeccable. Now, I cannot say the same, even though a lot of people argued with me in the comments that the quality looks better. Well, again, if it looks better for you, it's great, but I also seen a lot of comments when people complaining that the quality looks like crap, and I have to agree with those people. Also, this is funny, but a lot of people were complaining that without hackers, Faction Wars is extremely easy right now. You cannot possibly lose in Faction Wars unless you like put your phone and go away, then you probably lose. But again, I never tried, maybe you can win anyway. It's not that it's bad that there is no hackers. There were some hackers that weren't immortal. They just maxed out some stats in the talent tree, and that made them a little bit more difficult, much more difficult to play against, but at least you could win. So that was actually kind of fun and exciting to defeat a person, you know, wasn't legit. Now, you're playing Faction Wars, you know you're just playing some bots that are stupid and that are, like, I don't think I'll ever lose in the Faction Wars again. It's just ridiculous, and I guess no more rage videos, so that's a huge minus for me. Also, a lot of bugs in the game. The game is crashing all the time. In Shao Kahn Tower, when you try to change the team, the game sometimes crashes for me. It's absolutely ridiculous. And there were a few times when I was doing something in the game and it just crashed randomly. I have no idea what caused it, but they had so much time to fix the bugs. They're making this update, they hyping people up. They were hyping it up for months. And they delivered the version that has probably more bugs than any other version before. Also, another huge bad thing about this is that their support is just almost non-existent. I've never seen a single person who contacted support and actually got his issue fixed. For example, this new update introduced so many bugs. Some of the bugs are crucial. People losing their accounts and quitting the game after spending so much time and money playing it. And developers didn't issue even an apology or didn't fix the bugs. Still, it's been so much time since the release. If it happened in any other game, if it happened in Shadow Fight, there was one time there was a login issue in Shadow Fight, and they fixed it the next day, and they issued apology and everything. In Mortal Kombat, we'll be lucky to see a fix in a couple of weeks, if not months. This this blows my mind. They spent so much money and time on revamping the game, and they're just completely refusing to fix the bugs, to listen to feedback, even though they always say in the live streams, we're listening to your bugs. I've seen so many people reporting these bugs, and it's been, when was the update? On Wednesday. So it's been 5 days, 4 days, and there's still no update. There's still no fix. Why? Even just to fix login issue, I'm sure it's a very easy problem. You can't just lose your account. I'm sure it's somewhere there. It just needs to be recovered somehow. So people, hopefully they're gonna fix the account issue. I have my fingers crossed. The way that now we have no way to get diamond characters, and the fact that they converted a lot of gold characters into diamond characters means there is no way to get them now either. Not just promote them, even to get them. For new players, I had an idea to start over, to have a new account on this update, but after seeing all this bullcrap, I don't want to do this anymore. It's gonna be hell to grind this game for new players, because you can't fuse. If you got, for example, you can't buy characters directly from store. If you want to get yourself like a strong team to fight in faction wars, to fight in challenges, you can't. Every single card you get now is completely random, except if you get lucky to get the card that you actually want in the store, which is probably, the chances of getting the card that you want in the store are about, let's see, 3 characters. There is, I think there's over 100 characters in the game right now. So basically, you'll be lucky to get your card, to buy one card that you want once a month. That's gonna be like huge luck for you. So yeah, I'm not starting over this unless this gets fixed and store gets to the way it used to be. There is just no point to start over, guys. They may bring some new packs later, which will be like an elite pack, and now it will have a lot of diamond characters, and maybe they'll make a chance of getting a diamond character from the pack, like 50% or 100%. And please make the pack cheaper, because we didn't ask for gold characters to be converted to diamond. So if you do this, at least give us the chance to get them at the same price they used to be. That's ridiculous. Well, at least now it's easier to grind faction wars and get that diamond new Scorpion, because you're probably never gonna lose there, and you can just give yourself a few hours to grind, and there's no more hackers. So yeah, it should be easier, but again, the amount of good stuff in this video and bad stuff is just, there's just so much difference. I think it's 20% good, 80% bad. I'm sorry to say that, again, for a lot of you, it's gonna be different. A lot of you are not gonna have any of these bugs. So for you, the game is gonna look freaking amazing, and it's great. I love this, but I'm just talking from the community, from the average person that plays this game, that will probably experience some of these bugs. And if you experience all of them, I can see why you're quitting the game. If you experience every single bug I just said, I can't blame you for quitting the game. If you have half of them, you can still give them a chance. Alright guys, I know that developers worked hard on this update, and it's hard to make it absolutely bug-free. Let's just give them a chance. Let's hope that they're gonna fix the issues very soon. Let's give them a chance. I know they are... It's hard to make a perfect game without users' feedback, and I'm giving my feedback and feedback of most of the people in this video, so let's hope developers see it, fix the issues, make a new update, and everybody's gonna be happy. Let's not quit the game just yet, guys. I'm sure it's gonna get better. Let's get through this. For now, let's go play some Jade trials, some new quests, and grind the faction wars for the new Scorpion. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you think, what bugs of, what stuff from what I just listed you experienced, and let's hope for the best. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, have a wonderful day, goodbye. What?